I'm sorry, I'm back. Um, like I was saying, um, I was lucky and I was blessed to be able to have my best friend to allow me to live with her. And this was 6 months of no interruptions, no, I didn't work, I didn't do any of that, because I had to get everything all over again, you know, resettling, getting myself in, getting myself together. But I had my guides there. My guides there was there helping me, and to feel the love of your guides around you and your ancestors. It's not a it's a feeling undescribable, you know, and it's feel them and it brings you to tears and to know that they're there. Um, but this is a state that you must be in. Nobody can do this for you. You know, like I said, your spirit has to live and it has to die, live and die. And this is going through stages of your awakening. Your awakening is the different stages, you know, um, different, I don't want to put it, um, chapters, basically. The stages that you go to when you die, your soul or your spirit dies and it rises again, and it dies, it rises again. This is what you're going through. This is the different stages. This is the different chapters that you're going through, that you're going to have to go through. When you go through your um, breaking contracts, your doing your shadow work, that's another chapter. Um, Going through forgiveness for everyone, that's the shadow work. But um, all of these are different chapters. Like it's like when you get into a relationship with someone and you break up with that person, that's a chapter. You get into another relationship with someone, you break up with that person, that's a chapter. This is what I mean by chapters, and this is what I mean by deaths. This is the deaths that you die, because there's levels, just like there's levels in heaven, there's levels to heaven. So, and depending on what level that you're on, you know, but this is a mission that's only you can do it. No preacher, no deacon, no priest, no, um, what is he called? Um, Rabbi, no, what else? Who else? Uh, what is he called? What is it? Uh, no pope. Nobody can help you with this. This is why it's your mission. It's you in school. It's you learning what you're here to do. No one can help you with this mission. No one. If someone tell you they can help you with this mission, that's a bald-faced lie, because they can't. Only you can do that, and only you can reach that state. But you have to reach this state before you get into a point to where you're on your deathbed. You have to reach that state before you get to your deathbed, because at that point you will see the beauty in the world. You will see the beauty in everything around you. This is the state of being. You will see the glistening and just the sheen of the leaves that's on the trees. You would see this. You would see complete bliss. This is what you will see. It's not just an ordinary day. Things that you hate about everything. You know, I didn't like rain, but I love rain now. You know, I love when it's cloudy. I love to see the dark clouds and the light clouds, and I love seeing that. You begin to drop things. Like me, I was into racing, motorcycles, and all this other kind of stuff. I was a triple X. You know, that was me. That was the type of person I was. Biker boy, fast and furious. This was me. But now, those things don't interest me anymore. Because when you become in that state of mind, that state of bliss, a state of freedom, that's when you know you're in the right place. But a lot of people running around faking it till they make it. A lot of people in these spiritual communities, they don't really know what it means to be at that state. This is a state when people are at near death. This is the state I'm talking about. This is a state of walking in between the worlds. This is a state that some people always say, well, you're not grounded. When you're in that state, you're not ever grounded. Ever. I don't care how much you walk on the ground outside, you're not ever grounded. Without shoes. I don't care how much you do it. People used to always tell me, hey, you know, you need to ground. You're not grounded. You don't know the reason why I'm not grounded. But for those that were curious and didn't know why I was grounded, why I didn't feel like I did, like they didn't feel like I was grounded, you know, I spend multiple hours for that 6 months grounding. And I'm talking about 5-6 hours a day grounding. Always constantly looking up the whole time of doing my grounding, looking in the skies. So, this is why it seems like I'm not grounded, because I'm in between worlds. I'm at the state where they should be at. But they all talking about, oh, well, you're not grounded. No, I am. No, I am. More than you think. So, this is the state that you have to be in. And it's not easy. It's not an easy state. But it was an easy transition for me because I had already had my awakening. By 2017, my awakening was at the end of 2015, beginning of 2016. I moved back to where I am now in 2016 in February. But my awakening was 3 months before the end of the year of 2015. And when I reached that nirvana state was in 2017. Yeah, 2017. 6-7 months in, and I reached what I needed to reach. Shown things that was needed to be shown. And later on down my journey, as I go, chapter after chapter, rebirth after rebirth, I started learning. And then when the source of spirits really sat me down, and I really found out who I was, when other people that was around me already knew who I was. They already knew. But they knew because there was darkness around them. These dark entities and beings were telling them who I was. Being in the state of nirvana and bliss, it's a feeling that I can't describe. It's overwhelming, because when you're there, you weep all the time. And sometimes you just weep for no reason. So, that's your mission. And I know it will be really hard. I know it's going to be hard. And I know this video is a two-part because I don't know how to edit and I don't know how to do all that other kind of stuff. So this is a two-part video, and I'm sorry, but I really had to go to the restroom. I was holding it for a good little bit. This is your mission. And I know it's not easy. Nobody can just take off for 6 months or a year to reach this state. But I was blessed. I was definitely blessed in order to reach that state and get where I needed to be. I was definitely blessed. And learning your awareness and everything else. So, this will conclude my video. I want to say like, subscribe, share. Each one teach one. Pass this message on. Don't be greedy. This message may help someone that's really in need of hearing something. Because everyone is on a search. I found what I needed to find. I have been searching my whole entire life. Since I was a small child, since I was, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, and even then I didn't talk. When I was a child, I didn't talk at all until I got about 7 years old, I believe. And I think when I did speak, I received a spanking. In the case of my age, a whooping. And the first words out of my mouth was, "I love you." But from the time of 1, 2 years old, I'd say 1 years old, whenever I started walking, all I ever did was point, 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 point. Anything I wanted, I pointed. This is how I was. I didn't speak until I was about 7 years old. And the first words out of my mouth was, "I love you." So, and this was thanks to someone who brought it back to my subconscious as a child. So, all subscribers that have subscribed, thank you. New subscribers and old subscribers, thank you. Without you, I would not be here. I would not be here sharing this information. So, and I'm thanking Source Spirit for giving me more information to talk about, because I asked for help to be able to come up with more content, and I'm not doing it alone, because Source is helping me to bring things that have been pushed back to the forefront to be able to speak about. Because when I was in Satan's kingdom at this point, and believe it or not, when I was in Satan's kingdom, because the way that I was and the way that I was before I went in there in that angelic state, believe it or not, this kept me. This kept me. I don't want to say safe. I want to say this kept me focused and in line and what I was there to do. I didn't crumble. I stayed true to what was shown to me and what was taught to me. So I stayed true to what I had experienced from the beginning since 2016 to 2017. That stayed with me. And by October 26th of 2020, no, 20, 2018. By 2018, October 26th is when I was in Satan's kingdom. And 2016, the end of 2016, not the end, I would say mid 16. Yeah, around mid 16. June, I think June or July, something like that is when I went to my best friend. But February, I would say February, all the way up till maybe 2 months, February, I would say around April and May, I stayed with my daughter for a couple months. I think around 3 months I stayed with my daughter, and then I moved with my best friend because um, my spirit guides was nudging me to I needed to go here because it was serene and um, it was nature, a lot of nature where I was, a lot of nature. Um, I mean, trees everywhere. There was 2 ranches beside where I lived. Everything. I mean, it was just complete bliss, complete. I mean, just nothing but just nature everywhere. I saw cardinals and blue jays every single day. Heard woodpeckers and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, um, I stayed in that blissfulness the whole time I was in Satan's kingdom. When it came toward the very last 6 months of me being in Satan's kingdom, and I started hearing things about um, whenever I talked to my lawyer was telling me what the ex-false flame was saying, and she was saying that she wanted the maximum sentence. And knowing that I was in there in Satan's kingdom, innocent, because of what I had experienced before I went in Satan's kingdom, of this nirvana state, it held me for the whole entire duration that I was in there, up until 6 months. At that 6 month point in time, 2 years time, I was okay. I was in that state, but then when it came to 6 months that I had left, is when things took a turn. Is when I started seeing and hearing, but still trying to ignore, but seeing and hearing. And then learning that there was a bounty. This little word they call, I want to eat. So I'm not even going to get into that, but I was that way all the way up until that time, till 6 months. Then I start seeing how crude humans are. I started seeing how the world was ignorant to what was going on, and especially during COVID, people just going around like it's just another day, and not seeing the severity of what's happening, or not seeing what's the time that we're in, not seeing that we are at the end of days. But that's another story. But I just wanted to tell you your mission. And should you fail this mission, you will repeat this life again. Nobody can get you there but you. And I mean, this is nothing like this is nothing like awakening. This is nothing like shadow work. This is nothing like neither one of them. This is a completely different level. A complete different level. My first event after reaching the state that I needed to be in, my very first event, my very first event, reaching the state that I needed to be in, that I was in. When I went to the very first event, when I went to my very first event, spiritual event, I only seen two people in the whole entire event that seemed to be in that state. Everyone else was just going through motion, and I can see it. I can see everyone is just follow the leader. It's like the Congo line, you know. Everybody just following each other, and it's just a fad. This is what I saw, and I still see that today. Because these people, I see people just really don't know what it means to be at a nirvana state, an angelic state. Nobody really know what it means. And I've yet to see it. I've yet to see someone in that state. And this is your mission. I'm going to end this here. Push that subscribe button to receive notification that a new video has been uploaded. And thank you for listening and commenting. Ancestor of the Carrion race and Lyran race.